Hey guys, it's Eric here at BMP Liquidation Pallets. Today we're in Fresno and we're going to be going over how risky buying a liquidation pallet is. So let's get started.
All right, Eric. Do you get this question a lot in the comment section that how much money can you make off a pallet?
Yeah, that question comes up and it's an impossible question to answer. Not every pallet is good. Not every pallet is awesome. It's just a little bit of everything. There is no way of knowing how good a pallet's gonna be until you actually take it apart, start selling, and start building and start selling.
Now, let's say somebody does want to make a profit.
Yeah.
What are things they should look for?
So that's the thing. Nothing's guaranteed, but there is things you can do to improve your odds. So if it's your first time selling, really look at every item that is on that pallet. If you've never sold before, go on the selling websites, go on OfferUp, go on Facebook Marketplace, see what other people are selling that item for. Somebody else is going to be selling it. So just check what they're selling it for. Check if it's sold a lot. Check if that listing has been there months and it hasn't been sold. Just really research every item, or at least the valuable items. And then that's one thing that you can do to minimize that risk.
Got it. Now, how long would it take someone to make their money back or make a profit?
Okay, so assuming you picked a good pallet and you're selling the stuff, if you're taking it slow, just in the evenings after your normal day job, it could take you anywhere from 3 to 4 weeks, because you're just doing an hour a day, 2 hours a day, not committing to it full time. So it could take you 4 weeks to get your money back.
All right, man. And what do you think should be the goal for someone just starting out, wanting to start reselling liquidation pallets?
Okay, so your goal, if you're just starting, you have a normal job and you don't want to jump into this full time, you just want to see what it's all about, come pick the best pallet that you think is good for you, and take it slow. Don't burn yourself out. Take the 3-4 weeks to start making money, but that way you get a sense of what work is involved with selling the stuff.
And you get a lot of different companies.
Yes.
Walmart, Costco, so on and so on. How will someone know what's the right pallet for them?
Okay. The very first question I always tell everybody to answer is, where are you planning on selling? Wherever you're planning on selling, that'll guide you in the direction of what type of pallet you should get. If you come in here and you ask me that, that's the first thing I'm going to ask you. Where are you planning on selling? Depending on what you tell me, I will tell you, okay, try these, try this or that. For example, Costway works very well at yard sales and OfferUp. The small Amazon stuff works very well online, on auction sites, on even OfferUp. Walmart works very well at yard sales, swap meets, because it's a good mixture of medium-sized stuff.
All right, so that's one thing you gotta really figure out.
Yeah.
To see what works for you.
Yes.
And different pallets require different amount of work.
Yes, different pallets require a different amount of work. For example, if you get a costly pallet, you're gonna have to spend a few hours building everything. If you don't build it, you're not gonna sell a brown cardboard box. That just doesn't sell. Walmart, you're gonna spend time testing stuff. Amazon, you're gonna have to test stuff and you have to ship it out because you're gonna be selling online.
Now, one of the big risks with liquidation pallets is broken or missing items. What's your advice?
So yes, you will get broken and missing items. I guarantee it.
But that's for every pallet,
every
right?
pallet, every type of liquidation pallet. It's a liquidation business. It's returns. It's overstock. It's here for a reason. The only thing is, focus on the product that is not broken. Focus on your profits. Just because, let's say this pallet, I sell these 2 items for $100 each. It doesn't matter if the rest of it was broken. I already have $200 here. So focus on this. Just pretend you didn't even buy the broken item. Don't take it into consideration.
Got it. Now, one thing I heard about other liquidation pallets, they cherry pick.
Yes.
They pick out the good stuff.
Cherry picking is totally a thing that happens in this industry because there is no real inventory. Even when we buy this, we don't know what we're buying until we open the door and start unloading. The only thing that we do is we encourage you to be here when we're unloading. That way you see we literally unload these pallets from the truck, put a price on them, and they're available. I don't even know what's in this pallet, if you ask me. So it's just, we don't want to touch our pallets at all.
Hey, let's say there's somebody out there who wants to get notified when you get new pallets. What can they do?
Couple things. Follow us on Instagram, follow us on Facebook, or on our website. We have a little link right there that says get notified. Put your contact information in there and you'll get notified every time we get new merchandise.
Now, you're the liquidation seller,
Yes.
but you actually started buying liquidation pallets when you first started. What was your experience like?
So we started July 2020. Mr. Famous Ray is over here, posted a video, and our thought was, hey, if the kid on there, 19-year-old kid, can do it, why can't we? So we just took off to LA, bought a pallet, and went for it.
So you went all the way to LA?
We went all the way
Fresno?
From Visalia.
Visalia.
Yeah.
And then you brought it back?
Yeah, we brought back two.
What pallets were they?
They were Amazon pallets.
And,
It was one Amazon and one Costway. One Amazon, one Costway.
and what's the first thing you did when you got those pallets?
First thing I did, we opened it up, or unloading them here, had a little pile in the driveway. So discouraging. Thinking, I have $1,000 right there. And it's discouraging because it's like, it's this little area. But we just went at it, hope for the best. And I mean, we're here now. So it's possible. And I'm not gonna say that every pallet we got was good. There was a handful of pallets where we lost money. But on average, in the long run, after doing it over and over again, you start getting better and you realize what we were good at, and we stuck to that. So it takes some time, practice, and experience to really do good in this business.
Now you got those two liquidation pallets. How did it go? Break even, lost money, made money?
We, on one of the pallets, we broke even, but it took us about 5 weeks to break even. And the reason why we know that is because when we started, we kept track of every item we had, what we bought it for, what we were selling it for. So we knew exactly when our break-even point was. And it took us 5 weeks to break even from the merchandise of that pallet. And I say that because even though we hadn't broken even the following week, we went and got 2 more. To have fresh merchandise, to have more merchandise, more variety. Same thing following week. We might have not broken even from the first pallet, from the first buy and the second buy, but we still went back for another one because we had enough money to reinvest. And then by the 3rd, 4th week, we were making money faster. Like we were recovering all our money from our first initial pallets that we had bought.
Now, one thing you really advise people is just to come, do some research on the pallets, take your time.
Yes.
But let's say there's somebody out there who wants to actually start making money as a side hustle. They bought a couple pallets, they're ready to go to the next level. What advice do you have for them?
If you bought a couple pallets, just keep sticking to it. You're gonna have days when you're just drained and you're not gonna wanna put stuff together, but find whatever last little bit of energy you have and just stick to it because it does pay off.
Got it. All right, Eric.
Okay.
Sounds good. Any other risk type of thing?
The biggest risk is there is broken stuff in here. There is missing stuff in here, but don't let that discourage you. In the long run, you will make up for it. And just because the pallet you got was a bad pallet does not mean that the next pallet's gonna be bad. You're not gonna end up with 3, 4, 5 bad pallets in a row. You will find that one pallet where you make your $2,000, $3,000 off of one pallet. We all do. Okay, there you guys have it. A couple of the risks that are involved with liquidation pallets. If you want to know whenever we get new merchandise, don't forget, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, or on our website. We have a link there that says Get Notified. And we have 2 locations, one here in Fresno, one in Visalia. Contact information will be down in the description. If you like this content, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe. See you on the next one.